Grand Rising, standing, and day beloves. So I decided that after doing my running around and being out in the grass a little bit, I needed to come in and get my practice. And so today we're going to work and focus on our core as well as our hamstrings and our spine. I'm going to just get in this comfort spot. That's what I call it. I have a few comfort spots when doing my practice. But we're going to start with our hamstrings, all right? So just take your time. Take your time. Start stretching it out. And we're going to go from left to right, just kind of open it up a little bit. As I'm moving around, you would realize how much you will tighten your hamstrings up just by moving around. So this is really good at opening them up, as well as your glutes. So just kind of rocking back and forth into it. We'll just get down on those knees and in what I would call the downward dog, of course, and my sacred spot. Just relaxing here for a minute. All right. Let's loosen up our ankles. Loosen up our ankles. Working a little bit of our core here, which we'll be doing throughout the whole video. The butterfly, we enter and overstand. That this really opens up our hips. Loosens everything up. So you'll be seeing me again doing a lot of work with my ankles. This is very important to me as my patella and my left foot actually was injured and now I'm healing. So kind of just go with the flow, all right? More butterflies, more butterflies. You'll understand later. Shifting it around. This is working our hips, all right? We're opening up our hips. All right, so let's bring our knees into our chest again. Flexing our toes, extend the legs, working the ankles. Just a nice, simple stretch, nothing major. It's all about consistency, but take your time. Full extension. Now, core. This is the core work. I tend to do 30 of these. But throughout my whole practice, you'll see me do this again. All right, so we're going to start by just stretching myself out a little bit, yeah. And all the time that I'm doing all this, I'm telling myself, remember, focus on what it is you're going to achieve. And today is all about strengthening my hamstrings, core, and spine, as well as loosening them. So I like these ropes, by the way. These ropes really, really, they work for me, just kind of stretching, not adding too much pressure on my hands, as I've been doing this for 4 years, and I realized that moderation with anything that you're doing is a key element, especially when you're working out, weightlifting, and doing yoga. Everything must be stretched out. And this kind of helps ease some of the tension that I would normally have on my wrists by pulling my legs down, but allows me to get a full stretch, deep stretch, and engage my core, while also working my feet back and forth. And here's more of that core work and a full-on stretch of the back. This is all about you controlling your core. So just keep going. You'll understand once you tap in on your breath. You're isolated and you hold it. Ashe. All right, so just another stretch, forward stretch, nothing major. Focus is to allow our hamstrings, our glutes, as well as our spine, relax, so we can pull ourselves in through the core and settle here for a minute. Breathe. Breathe. Coming out of it, you'll see me do this as well as the butterflies. I continually will do this because it helps this stretch here, giving me a deep side stretch. Yeah. And then to hold the leg up. All of this is core strengthening, as well as getting those hamstrings loose but strong. Again, just a full-on stretch. Doing the same thing on the opposite leg. A hold and release yourself. Again, there's that core. The core is serious. The breath, the gut, the immune system. Hello, immune system. So, all about your breath. Now again, I'm back to these ropes, or actually I should call them straps. Whichever word you choose. I use them because it allows me to get this stretch in a more productive and effective way. So again, just loosening myself up here. Now I do put the strap behind my head, as that applies pressure easily. It allows me to focus on my breath and extend my arms out behind the backs of my heels, or placing them in the midst of the balls of my feet. I move the straps down a little bit. So now I'm just going to touch the top of my toes and allow the straps to bring it in. The deeper your stretch, you'll find the deeper the position you will go with your hands. Backs of the ankles, again, the same thing. The stretch feels different, trust me. Opening up more, allowing myself to relax the inner and outer thighs, the hamstrings, and taking my time to focus on my breath while engaging the core. You want to make sure that you do go in and out once you get into a deep stretch, just so the muscles get used to moving back and forth. It's nice. I love my straps. Okay, so let's just kind of work it out a little bit. Okay, so let's move into opening our hips up again, just opening them up again. And we're going to stretch our back, our arms, as well as that thigh. So we can just come fully on up and extend the leg. in both directions. Pointing the toes, full on stretch the opposite way. The torso goes one direction and your legs go the other. Doing the same thing on the other side. Do not neglect one side and strengthen the other, as you will pay for that dearly. So work on it. Even if one side is stronger and more fluent than the other, keep working on it until they become one and they operate in divine balance. So again, just stretching it, bringing my leg out, full on extension, torso in one direction and legs in the other. All the time concentrating on my breath. All right. Why the core and hamstrings and spine are so important. The breath, because of this movement here, the lotus. To sit in that comfortably long enough, you have to strengthen those areas. So, I am moving in the direction of just slowly being able to lift my legs straight up in a divine point close to my chest. Yeah. However, I'm a determined one. I am a determined one. Catch yourself, Yamaya. You've done this before. Focus. Breathe properly, Yamaya. Yes, I do talk to myself. And I know you talk to yourself as well. And that didn't work so well. However, I said it before, I am determined. When you know what you know, and you've done something before, you just have to tap back in to that divine presence of your divine self. Full on, take your time. And stay there. This is comfortable. All right, so now, because we all set goals for ourselves, yeah, but there's tools that you need that will help you get there. And my will, I do like the will, but I gotta strengthen the core first. So again, here's something that I love to do, and you'll see me do this as well. It's still all about the core and my breath. All right, so just twisting it out. Just gonna twist it out a little bit. Preparing myself for the will. Go up. You need to settle in this spot just a little bit. This is so comfortable. This is another comfort spot for me. Fold those legs over. Yes. That forward. Yes, I love it. I'm just going to rest here though, as I go back and forth, just moving my legs, because I'm working on other things as well. Incorporating other things into my practice. Still all core work. Full on extensions. The littlest things that you do with your body give you so much comfort. Or actually can give you pain if you're not careful. Again, just holding myself here before adding my new tool, which is, to me, the wheel is definitely like a wall. However, the wall is not there, so you can move it out of the way and trust your own ability. This helps, of course, increase your ability to do the particular practice you're trying to do. But for me, it is allowing me to stretch out my spine as well as extend my legs, those hamstrings, and focus on my breath and controlling every movement that my legs or my body does when I'm upside down. I like to extend my legs here too because it also helps open up the back area of my hips. And with doing a frontal split, you definitely need your hips more expanded and fully mobile. All right, so here we go again with the breath. I'm just playing with my legs a little bit, playing with my legs and my breath now, because each movement you do is definitely something you're isolating certain parts of your body, and they all have to be in balance with each other when doing it. Mind, body, and soul connection. I extend here because this helps me strengthen my legs as well when they're up in the air, and to control it and breathe. It's more, of course, it's more difficult as you're higher in the air on a wheel, and that's why I wanted to do it, because it will help me focus and isolate myself in my core area, mind, body, and soul balance. Now just rest here, because as I'm using a wheel, of course I want to do a wheel myself, by myself, whether I'm doing it straight from the ground, walking down a wall. I need this capability, this flexibility in my spine, and this really helps. The arching. As well as there is extension within your hands when you're doing this. Here, this is a new one. Because of how I injured myself, I have to get my heels properly strengthened, especially my left one. So going up on your tippy toes and being able to fully extend that is something that you want to practice in every direction. And this is helping me do that. So you tuck, first toes, then you tuck and fold, and allow yourself to roll down while keeping your body still arched. Trust me, once you get down there, you really don't want to get back up. But you fully sit, extend your arms, prepare yourself. All of this is core work, beloveds, to pull that lower half up. Rest. Now we have to come out of it. Yeah. Tuck and fold. Yeah, tuck and fold. And release. Yeah. It's so beautiful out here, though. I will say that. Now, I am going to do the same thing, just in a different position. I don't know about you, but when doing my practice and I started to get very good at certain things, I later realized that when I was doing practices, certain positions and poses, that if I turned in a different direction, my mind would automatically say, where are we? Which of course would have my body going in a completely different direction. So you're seeing me do this twice on purpose, and just changing the position. So no matter where I decide to do any pose or stretch in any place, my mind and body connection will be balanced. So take some time here. Take some time, settle in it. Again, we can only inspire ourselves to do better as we continue to practice, which also leads to inspiring others to start their practice. So I'm just extending out here while I'm focusing in on the core. Stretching up. Again. Over, out, around. And my aim is to be able to control my legs, my lower half, and bring them down with ease. So all of this is necessary. Bring it down and take my time and together and roll it up. Again, the opposite direction, just slightly over. So mind and body connection is definitely needed. One more time. Hold. A little bit more of leg work, just a little bit more. Still working the core though. And we're gonna take ourselves out. Again, my favorite part. I can just relax here. But there's more to do. Okay, so give myself a moment, stretch it out a little bit. Again. Just stretching it out. Inner part of your thighs also will get, of course, tight because you've been moving the muscle in one direction, so you just want to stretch it out a little bit. Both of them. Okay, let's get this adjusted. Okay, here we go. Time to move to the upper body. We gotta work with this upper body. We need the lower and the upper to work together. So stretch this arms out a little bit, the back freely, as well as those hips. All right, settle here, rotations with the head. Focus. Focus. Let's get at it. So, when I said I have those comfort spots, it's definitely one of my favorites. But I have to remind myself, Yamaya, it's a comfort spot. Extend yourself. Come back up, work your toes, your ankles, come back into it, stretch it out. Allow yourself to really be deep in that stretch and just enjoy it, but don't skip a step. we're just going down. Stretch out our lower half and our upper half. And some extensions. Of course, this is another good one. Full on stretch on your stomach and pulling those heels into your buttocks and fully bringing your arms up, as well as moving your hands slowly down to your ankles and getting that stretch from the toes to the ankles and lower if you can. I so want to just stay here, but I know there's a gold. So let's stretch it out and get myself ready. There's a goal, there's a whole purpose for this. Still on a full-on stretch in the front, just a little bit for the chest area as well as my core and hips. Shaking it out, here we go, okay. The infant and the downward dog on your knees are like just awesome. However, let's get to the goal, okay? So we're going to just go up and we're going to do a handstand. And we're just kind of rolling into this just so I constantly keep it in my practice, because it's core strengthening, breath, you know, getting your breath to cooperate while you're lifting your body upside down. And sometimes you will fall up against the wall. You won't hurt yourself because you enter and understand just how to land, but sometimes you will fall up against the wall. And you realize, nope, no, Yamaya, focus. Let's do this again. Hold up. Work this out. Get in with them shoulders. All right. Let's take our time again and allow ourselves to focus. On the goal, which is to stretch everything out, not to make it pretty and perfect, but to stretch your body, your spine, your hamstrings, your core out and have them working together. So this helps as well, especially you're doing your handstands and in your inverted positioning and poses, to throw that head back, get your head between your arms in the same direction as your legs is a must. While of course stretching it out and focusing on your breath. I'm just doing a lot of twisting around. I want my body really flexible to move at my desire. The other one is bringing your head forward does allow you to make more form, so you can just do a deeper stretch. So here I'm just working on my deeper stretch and extending my legs carefully because I don't want to hurt or inflame anything. And like with any practice, you can get inflammation if you hurt yourself or something like that, or just constant work, your muscles get sore. So we're just going to come out of this touchdown. I'm just like, yeah, you have it already. You know this already. Stay focused. Now I can relax just for a bit, just for a bit, because there's still ending to this. Do set a goal in your practice. What is the goal for today? So mine is a wheel. So here I'm just going to do a little bit of a stretching before I just kind of go into my arms and upper chest, and back and forth, back and forth. Atypically, I do 3 sets of 30 of what I would call the wings, just opening my wings up. Of course, the shoulder roll into the breast lunges. I think that's a better way of putting it. For your breast, to work those muscles in your breast. Extensions, just more extensions, just to roll my arms and my shoulders back. So they don't get too tight. They're just tight enough. Extensions. Now to my weights. And again, as I said, everything divinely works together. So front, back, sides, up, down. You want to make sure that you have total body cohesiveness. All right, seriously. So here I'm just going to do some of my arm exercises that I normally do on my off day. So I do every other day, weightlifting and then the yoga. And sometimes, like today, I incorporate a mix of it all because the body feels that, hey, I can do all of this in this day, at this pace, and in this way. And then full-on extension backwards. Trust me, all of this makes for a more cohesive body, really flowing. Again, it's normally 3 sets of 30, and now I've kind of worked out actually up to 40 now with all of my sets. So all of my arm exercises are now up to 40, and I'm liking, I shouldn't say like, actually loving the form that it's taking and the discipline with staying with it for the structure, my body structure anyway. So keep doing this. What you'll see me doing is do your exercise, your arm exercise, and then stretch your body out. Yeah. Trust me, my arms are burning. Yesterday I did full arms. And now today I'm adding it. It's burning, but it feels good. Like just enough pain. It's just like, yeah, you're reaching your goal. Stretch it out one more time. Now, in all this, what I didn't mention is when you come up, it's your core that's lifting you up. Why the core practices are very important. Just kind of loosening up my arms again. As we're at that point, as you can see me folding my hands, like, okay, all right, Yamaya, have your moment, beloved. Want to play? Let's play. Yeah, it's me. Oh. Yeah, I tend to incorporate this too. My arm day. So. Here we go again. Oh yeah, this is the other part that I don't really film too much. However, I love my Polynesian dancing. Yeah. La, 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 la. And then the Moroccan dance, of course. All of it. Now you enter an overstand. With the jabs. With all of it. Do enjoy, beloveds. Enjoy your life. And water. Ashe.